completely washed. And it was changed. I clicked on my history. It said Melissa.
No, I noticed that. I noticed that. It's out there in our stacks because we keep the articles for a few years in big boxes. That the Wall Street Journal had said that, and then it had changed. But then weeks later, it did come out that they did have the informants in there provocateuring them, but didn't say the name. I had noticed because I'd reprinted it. And I was like, it's the same headline, but where's that other article? It said something different. I noticed the same thing.
And if you notice, underneath the washed article, the second article that was in later that day, underneath it says European Press Photo Agency. That's not a mugshot. And then there was only one little paragraph about.
That's right. It said that he was in another state now, and it wasn't even a mugshot. He wasn't in the regular mugshots, and I said, I bet he's the one. We don't know, but out of 9, one's an FBI agent, one's an informant. We've got to get on this. We've got to research it. This is a big break, though. In fact, pull up the AP article for folks that the judge said, look, I'm releasing these people. But again, it gave the feds what they needed. These announcements that the Tea Party militia people are going to kill cops so they can then go to the cops. Look how the media lies and says I'm calling for cop killing when I'm calling for the opposite. But then when illegal aliens are doing it, they cover it up. I appreciate your call, Tim. Let's talk to George in Connecticut. George, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, why can't we get look, if we deprive them of the banks, that's basically the funds that they're running all these criminal activities at. They're running all sorts of drug money through that. You're talking about through Afghanistan. What do you think? Citibank, half their money is practically drug money. Chase
well,
Bank,
it's now admitted that our troops are there to help. They actually help grow the opium. Now, I'd already been told that by countless troops, and it's now in Reuters, New York Times, and Fox, but they say it's good. We have to grow the opium, because if we don't grow it, Al-Qaeda will, and they'll get the money. No, if you decriminalize it, then nobody gets the money, and that's why they won't decriminalize it, because they're shipping that stuff in here.
Yeah, but why don't we use RICO and use, I can't remember the particular legal term, but you can sue as if you're the king. There's a particular statute that goes back to common law. If the state doesn't go after a criminal, you can go after the criminal as the king.
They've just got so many corrupt judges. We need to have the grand juries. Ron Paul has said state grand juries need to indict Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. They need to, Ron Paul gave a speech a month and a half ago saying the CIA ships the drugs in. We've had a coup d'etat in America. The government is criminal and is non-existent. They're running IRS TV ads saying, we're watching you, we're going to take everything you've got, we're Big Brother. I mean, they are a bunch of rogue thugs trying to intimidate us, basically with a gun to our head.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cameras, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
Are you considering taking herbal supplements instead of overpriced and potentially dangerous pharmaceutical drugs, but just not sure where to start? Are you confused by the thousands of products and brands? What if you could find what you're looking for in herbal supplements from one source without the guesswork? You can at researchedherbs.com. Products at researchedherbs.com are backed by over 1,100 clinical trials, endorsed by 250,000 healthcare professionals in 76 countries worldwide. And our products are manufactured by a family-owned company that's been around for 80 years and makes 20 billion herbal pills every year. All that means trust, safety, and assurance for you. The journey to better health begins and ends at researchedherbs.com. Call us toll-free at 1-800-973-1486. That's 1-800-973-1486. Researchedherbs.com. All the goodness with none of the side effects.
Okay, there's no way to play all of this. Obama had a 38-minute speech. We have the whole thing posted at Infowars.com. I hadn't even watched it all. I watched a few minutes of it, and he was joking about Goldman Sachs robbing us and joking about the health care bill taking over. I just found another video that the guys have posted up at Infowars.com. Obama jokes about killing people via drones. And at the start of the show, I had said I was going to play clips of this correspondence dinner where he made jokes about the banks ripping us off, and I said that's similar to Bush making jokes about where are the WMDs at another correspondence dinner. None under here, none under there, showing photos of himself in the White House looking underneath his desk. This is how they throw it in our face. And what's so chilling is Obama made jokes about Goldman Sachs and healthcare that are actually true. So did Bush. It's a big joke 1 million Iraqis are dead. Regardless of what you think of the war, lying about WMDs, as the White House and Downing Street memo shows, is so criminal. And well, it's coming up. It's coming up. And I have some other news I want to get to as well, because this always happens in the last hour. It's one of the most important hours, I think, to listen to with a 4-hour show, because we end up kind of condensing everything that we haven't gotten to yet in it. I mentioned this earlier, but I want to get briefly back into it because it's so important. Greece gets $146 billion rescue in EU IMF package, Bloomberg. Now, this headline ought to read that Goldman Sachs successfully takes over Greece, steals another $148 billion. Because when you read the actual news out of the Times of London and other publications of what's happening, they're telling Greece that private citizens and government citizens, whether you're retired government or private sector, they've got to give up half their pension funds. And then a few years later, they'll get the other half. And they've got a paramilitary police paid for with the taxpayer money, and they're going to bank rob these people. And if they don't like it, the cops will kill them. And when the cops end up losing their pension funds, they'll just suck it up and take it, because everyone loves to serve tyranny. They get off on it, feeling like they're part of the power structure. As long as these cops in Greece have a uniform, even if they're living in a shack and their kids have no future, at least they're over the other slaves. So this has now been rammed through, and I wanted to go back to this Washington Post article. For nations living the good life, the party's over, says IMF. This is one of the big private banking consortiums that just got the $100+ billion in further bailout to the private banks in that country. And they're saying more, more, more. And we have the internal IMF, World Bank, Goldman Sachs documents where they brag that they've engineered this entire system. So there's the Washington Post saying austerity. You're not going to be able to retire. We're going to take your bank account. We're going to destroy whatever money you've got through inflation. We're going to pass VAT taxes and other taxes on top of the income tax. We're going to pass carbon taxes. And here is ECB president favors global governance. Forbes. European Central Bank president, we played this last week, but here it is in Forbes, Jean-Claude Trichet, told Forbes that global government is extremely necessary if we want to prevent another financial crisis. So they engineer the crisis, as I told you a decade ago they would. They've done it in third world countries over and over again. I was watching it happen there. And I was saying, they're setting it up here. They're moving into our area. They're in Brazil. They're in Argentina. They're in Nigeria. They're in Malaysia. They're in Eastern Europe. They've done it to England before. They're saying they're going to do it here. Look out. Then we got government documents as we got closer that they were planning it. I had BBC reporter Greg Palast, who 8 years ago got the secret IMF documents where they were planning this here and had planned it in other nations. And once the society implodes, then you riot, and they use that to bring in martial law. That is in the IMF documents. This is all planned. And if you don't riot, they don't care. They just blow up some truck bombs and blame it on you. See how that works? And he went on to say, raise taxes, cut your pensions, take everything you've got, read it from Forbes magazine. And he's telling the investing class, go along with this if you want to keep your big pension funds. And the banking investment class is saying, okay, we're going to back you, rob everybody, destroy the entire economy, take everything. And now it's happening, the final phase. They're even starting to cut police.